Hey, what's going on? Zach Crawford here, and in this video we're going to talk about the best online business to start in 2018. So this is going to be helpful for you if you're trying to figure out what business to start, you're trying to figure out, which one has scalability. Maybe some of them you're looking for like making quick cash, but other ones you're actually looking at something that you can really create a long-term business in. Now, I'm going to tell you up front, I have very strong opinions about some of these business models. Several of them I've actually done. Some of them I made over 7 figures in, some of them I made over 6 figures in. Some of them I just didn't really see, the viability of scaling them, because to me it just didn't make sense. Now, what I want to also talk about really quick is that understand that there really is no best business, in my opinion. There's different business models that are good fit for certain people, and there's different business models that honestly it just wouldn't be a great fit for you. And what I mean by that is everybody has different personality types. Some of us are introverts, some of us are extroverts. With that being said, I believe that everybody can do anything they put their mind to. When I first started, I was more of an introvert. Now I'm more of an extrovert. So you can grow into something. So keep in mind, I'm going to go over the pros and cons of what I believe in each one of these business models, even the ones that I've made 7 figures in, because there's negatives to everything, right? So with that being said, before I jump in, what I want you to do, if you're brand new to the channel, go below, smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you get notified when I drop new videos, and finally drop a comment below. Every single day I pick the best comment and I give away one of my $1,000 courses just for commenting, and I'll let you know if you win the course. With that being said, what I want to do is I'm going to run down in order, and I didn't put these in any particular order, just so you know. I listed down the ones that I see are really popular on YouTube, the ones that I get questions about, like what do I think about them, and a lot of these, as I said, I have experience with, so these are not just things that I'm throwing out there. Some of them I have not been in, and I'll make sure I state that so you understand that as well. So number one is e-commerce, and basically I mean anything from like drop shipping. This is like Shopify, Amazon FBA, which is another popular one. Now, the difference between Amazon FBA and Shopify, right? Most people that are doing Shopify, they're drop shipping. That's basically where you source products on like AliExpress or over in China, and then when somebody buys, you literally go place the order and you drop ship it. You don't stock any inventory. Now, the great thing about that is obviously it's a little bit cheaper to get into. Really just need a Shopify store. That starts out, I think now they have a plan around $20. The bigger plans go up as high as 300 plus. It just depends on what kind of volume you're doing, right? And what features you want. Now, keep in mind, another thing with Shopify, and this is something I don't see too many people talking about, when you want to add the different widgets, you want to add the different features and the functionality to your Shopify store, that stuff can get pretty pricey. I had a few plugins that I was paying $50 a month, $100 a month, and my Shopify bill started to rise rather quickly as I started adding all those features. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, Amazon FBA is more where you actually manufacture the products, yourself, or you don't necessarily manufacture them, but you're ordering them overseas. It can be some of the same vendors that you're doing it with Shopify, but the difference is you need to ship them over to the United States. Usually you house them, at Amazon. That's why it's called Amazon FBA. Now, it's not just United States. You can even, there's Amazon UK, there's, I believe, Amazon in Australia, Amazon in Canada, but most people that do it, they do it in the United States. So you get the products, you have to ship them over. Now, the pros and cons between both of these models, for one, Shopify is going to have a lower overhead, obviously, because you're drop shipping. Amazon FBA is going to have a little bit more money up front. There's more time as far as involvement, and how soon you can get up and running, because you got to get the products, you got to ship them over to, the warehouse. Now, here's my thing with e-commerce. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not a fan of e-commerce. Now, I like things like t-shirts and stuff like that. I'm actually planning on creating my own t-shirt brand in the future. When I was doing a lot of drop shipping, I was mainly doing like t-shirts. That was really huge back in the day when I first got on to the internet marketing scene. And I did do some Shopify stuff, actually drop shipping physical products. Now, here's the thing that's great about the e-commerce space is that there's lots of products to sell. I mean, literally unlimited. Just think about literally anything that's sitting on my desk. I can't really, find anything that's within reach, but pretty much anything in your house, everything from, electronics to literally that piece of wall art that's on the background. You can literally find anything. And that leaves unlimited niches, everything from pets, children, family, anything you can imagine. Now, the great thing is that the audience is really unlimited. We're talking like unlimited. Now, here is why I don't like it particularly, is low margins. When I was doing Shopify, this is something when I first got into it, I already had a 7-figure business. I was starting to look into other businesses that I thought that I wanted to branch into. And so I thought like, hey, this looks like it's really great, right? So a lot of people were bragging about $200,000 a month and $500,000 a month and $1 million a month. And what most people don't really share with you, specifically in Shopify, if you do it right, like 20% margins are considered great. Now, that's okay, I guess, but when I come from a background of doing things like, digital products, affiliate marketing, creating my own products, it just was horrible because those margins are way bigger. So you have volume, which is nice, but the margins are horrible. The other reason I don't like it, and I'll talk about that here in a minute, is I kind of look at it as a race to the bottom. And it's how most affiliate marketers do things, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. But my personal opinion, if you're going to do e-commerce, right, I personally think Amazon FBA is a better model because the margins are generally higher. I also think the real long-term stability in e-commerce, if you're really passionate about e-commerce, is building a personal brand. Or it doesn't necessarily have to be a personal brand, but what I mean is like an actual brand for the company. That's going to be the key if you want to go big. I have friends that have literally made millions of dollars in Shopify. However, they're getting out of Shopify. And when I say Shopify specifically, I'm referring to drop shipping. Shopify is really just a platform to sell, but they're building an actual brand. They're manufacturing their own products, which raises the margins, and they can't get squeezed out. The reason that Shopify is kind of dangerous territory, in my opinion, is once you get a winner, and this is the kind of stuff that happened to me, once you get a winner, people literally copy off you. They go run the same Facebook ads, and they sell things cheaper. And then it's pretty much, as I said, it's a race to the bottom. Who's going to drop their prices lower? And eventually it gets to the point where the product is just not profitable. However, when you create your own brand, you manufacture your own products, you have your own, logo, your own image, and people are following your content, you don't compete to the bottom just like everybody else does. Now, remember what I said, everybody has, different personalities, right? Now, here's the great thing about this is if you're more of an introvert type, you're not somebody who wants to be on camera, you're not somebody who wants to ever put your face out there, this still may be a viable business model for you because of the fact that, you don't have to show your face. There's literally people making tons of money in this business, tons of money in this whole space, whether it's Amazon FBA or it's Shopify, and they're not known. And so that may be a pro to you. Personally, for me, when I look at the growth of things, like it's not a good business model for me personally, but for you, it may be a great fit. Now, here is the second one, social media marketing. So this is huge right now. Obviously, if you've been on YouTube and you're not hiding under a rock, you've seen Tai Lopez. Tai talks about social media marketing quite a bit. Now, personally, for me, I just call it an agency. I have an agency myself, so I actually do this business model. So as I said, I have strong opinions about some. Like, I'm not a big fan of e-commerce, but this is a great business model. It really is. Now, with that being said, there's negatives to that too. Number one is it's great if you're good with people. One of the things you're going to have to understand is that you got to be good with people. In the beginning, I'll be quite honest, that was not my strong point. When I first got into this business model years ago, that was how I made my first money. My first $1,000 was not from affiliate marketing. It was actually not doing any online marketing. It was taking the skills that I was learning, doing things like search engine optimization, managing social media pages, creating websites. It was doing it for offline business owners that need help. Like literally right now, there's thousands and thousands of business owners out there that need your help, and it's only going to get worse. I don't know about you, but personally in my city in Indianapolis, like I literally drive down the street and I see new businesses shut down. I mean, they're open and 6 months later they're closed. Some of the businesses that have been around for years, like literally when I was like 10 years old, they're now shutting their doors, and it's because of the fact that they've not adapted to how to market online. So realize there's so many businesses out there that need your help. So even if you're somebody younger, like right now, say you're 20 years old, it doesn't matter. In fact, you probably actually got an advantage because you understand social media probably better than somebody that's 40 years old. That's one of the strong points to this business model. With that being said, as I said, you absolutely need to be good with people. You got to have patience. You got to understand that, especially offline business owners, they don't understand all this technical lingo. They don't understand digital marketing. They don't understand a lot of the stuff that we do. You got to learn how to communicate with people. One of the things when I first got into this business model, I made the mistake. I'd be like, I can do SEO for your website and I can do social media, and I was really passionate. But the problem was they don't care about those terms. They want to know, okay, like I'm spending this money, what can it do for me? And all they care about is will it get me customers. They didn't care about ranking at the top of Google. They didn't care about how many follows and likes and stuff they got on social media. They wanted to know the money I'm spending. How is that going to bring me back money? And that's it. And you got to learn how to communicate with them on their wants, their desires, their needs. Otherwise, you won't do very well. Now, one of the great things about this business model, and this is something that I always look at when I go into anything, is I think about when it comes to the point of scaling the business, will I hate it? Will I get to the point where just I hate money, I don't enjoy doing it, and it's something that really takes my passion and just runs it into the ground? With this business model, what's great is because of the fact that you can outsource most of the work. So you can focus on doing the sales, which I think is one of the most important elements, which is bringing in new business, getting new retainers. That's what's great about this business is you literally can have clients paying you $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month. And obviously it depends on the size of the business, their profit margins and whatnot, but you can have several clients and keep focusing on getting more clients while you outsource the work to people over in the Philippines that work for $500 a month, $700 a month. These are full-time workers. So you can scale your business very, very big, and you can really just focus on the actual marketing of the business and let other people do that. These are everything from, running Facebook ads, building out their Instagram pages, managing their Facebook, using Snapchat if that business, it fits for them, maybe their YouTube channel. There's so many different elements of social media marketing. And really, I don't think of it as social media marketing. I think of it as really, digital marketing, online marketing. These are skills that business owners, as I said, are going to really need help with the more the future comes. Tai Lopez made it popular, but it's been this way for years. I mean, even 6 years ago when I got into business, people were still needing help. Literally, I was finding business owners at that time that were starting to kind of become aware that like, man, I need to go online. Now we're 6 years later and you're seeing tons of businesses go out of business because of the fact that they haven't got smart enough to the new ways of doing things. Now, the third one, this one I've made over 7 figures with, so I'm a bit biased. Like with social media marketing, it's made me multiple 6 figures. I actually still have an agency in the Philippines, so that's why I'm also talking about the Philippines, why I'm pro Filipinos. But with affiliate marketing, it's probably my favorite business model out of everything I'm talking about. Some of these I'm not in right now, but I plan to invest in to grow my wealth. What I like about affiliate marketing, I honestly can never see myself getting out of it, is that the profit margins are big if you do it right, and you have no customer service. You don't have to deal with, literally any customers if you don't want to. You literally can just, build whatever traffic source it is you want to focus on to get people and make sales, and you don't got to deal with the customer service, the questions, the headaches, and all the stuff that go along with it. I purposely didn't actually list creating courses because I think creating courses is something that you do later on in your career. Like people that start trying to create courses out of the gate, I couldn't even imagine doing that myself. If I look back 6 years ago, if I even looked back 4 years ago, creating courses would have been a lot of work, a lot of stress, and it's something I don't think is very beginner friendly. With affiliate marketing, you literally promote other people's products, you can find proven winners, and you can make a lot of money. As I said, I've made over 7 figures alone with just affiliate marketing, so that shows you the scalability. Now, the only way you're going to make big profits is if you do it right. Remember what I said about, Shopify and affiliate marketing are kind of similar? Here's the thing. Most people that are doing affiliate marketing, that get into it at least, they do it a lot like Shopify, or it's really what I call arbitrage. It's like you're spending money and your whole goal is to make more than you spend, which is not a real business model. Now, with that being said, you can actually do both of these business models for free. You can literally build an Instagram page and recommend affiliate products. You can build an Instagram page and recommend, products to your Shopify store. You don't have to use paid traffic. Keep that in mind. The problem is what I'm saying is they're not building any type of asset. All they're doing is making sales. They're not building an email list so they can, a customer list they can keep following up with and recommend more products, which makes more money. If you're doing Shopify and you're watching this video, you should be building an email list. If you're already doing affiliate marketing, you should be building an email list. If you really want to be in these business models for the long term and you're not just one of these people that are on the race to the bottom and you're going to be crying a couple of years from now, you want to be building assets. That's like a personal brand, or if you don't want to build a personal brand, build a brand. Example, you could build, like if you're into French bulldogs, like I am, I could build a French bulldog Instagram page, find a bunch of people that like, French bulldogs and then recommend products to them. But that asset is kind of like an email list. Building a social media following is, to me, like a secondary email list. So there's different types of lists, there's different types of assets, but the point being is you want to be getting followers, you want to be getting attention because attention equals money. Now, here's the thing. I just talked about the building the brand. I talked about, the downsides like Shopify. The only way I see affiliate marketing being for the long term, right? Like it's going to be here, in my opinion, 15, 20 years from now. I don't even like flinch thinking about that. Same thing for Shopify. I don't think Shopify is going anywhere. If you think about it, e-commerce has been around forever, right? But I do think the people that are not focused on this, they're not focused on building a long-term business, they are not going to be around very long, because at the end of the day, like people always make a lot of money for something. Like when it first starts, example, Shopify, people made a ton of money really, really quick. They got in early. Now everybody is literally, people are either cashing out and they're getting into other business models, or the smart people are moving over and building personal brands and they're manufacturing their own products. This is the difference between people that win for a long time and people that, literally they quit as soon as things get hard. With affiliate marketing, specifically, it's one of the main business models I teach people because it's got a low overhead. It's very easy to start. Is you got to think long term. You can't go into this just thinking I want to make some sales, because if you do, the people that are actually thinking about building a real business over just making sales, they're focused on building a following and they're becoming an expert in that space. They're going to bury you. It's really the cold hard truth. Now, real estate, this is one that I think is an excellent model. I don't think this is ever going anywhere. Now, personally, I'm not into real estate, just so you know. With that being said, I'm actually planning on investing into real estate now. I'm at the point where now, as I said, I want to grow my wealth. I don't want to just make a bunch of money and pile it into the bank. I want to take that money and make my money make me more money. This is how you get wealthy, right? You don't just make money and then sit around and hope to keep doing that forever. You take your money and put it to work and it makes you more money. You don't just spend it on things and buy, every supercar you can get. If you want to get truly wealthy, you want to invest. Now, one of the things I want to really point out is, to me, this is more of a long-term plan. This is not something you get into as a beginner. I know there's people that teach this, like they teach that it's a beginner level business, but if you don't have quite a bit of money to invest to learn and actually get good at this and start your real estate career, I don't think it's really for someone that's struggling to get by. There's a lot of the online businesses we talked about are much better options. Now, it also requires more upfront investment. There's a reason I haven't got into real estate yet, and I could have got into it several years ago, but I wanted to get into a place that when I invest in real estate, it's something that I'm not worried, like if I can't flip the house or I can't, get tenants in right away, I got to float the bill while I'm doing it. Obviously there's different ways of doing real estate, but I wanted to make sure when I get into real estate that it's not something that I need the money right now. If I invest in it, I can float that money for quite a while, because real estate is not something you get rich quick, right? It's something you get rich slow over time. Now, another viable option if you really are interested in real estate, I actually have a coaching student named Steve Howe. He does really good with this. Is wholesale real estate. So that's where basically you're not having to have much upfront investment. You basically are doing deals and finding the buyers and the leads, and then you can capitalize on that. So wholesale real estate is a really great option if you are really interested in real estate. A lot of times what people do is they start out with stuff like wholesaling real estate, and then later they move into the actual buying apartment units and renting out homes and stuff like that. So this is a good beginner level method, and then I think like actually investing into apartment homes and stuff like that. This is stuff like what Grant Cardone teaches is the long-term way to get truly wealthy, in my opinion. Now, number 5, and this is going to be the last one, which is crypto currencies, penny stocks, and Forex. So personally, these are the two right here that I plan to really do later this year, is cryptocurrencies and penny stocks. Now, with that being said, I don't think cryptocurrencies and penny stocks are a great business model for somebody who barely has any money. Once again, I consider this kind of like real estate. It's an investment. Now, it's not a business model. This probably just pissed off several people that are really interested in this, but it's not a business model, right? It's an investment. It's something that you can lose money if you're not careful. So one of the things you need to understand, like especially like say penny stocks and cryptocurrencies, the people that do really well, they're not just like piling every bit of money they have in there and then all of a sudden getting rich overnight. They're watching the upswings and the downswings. If you know anything about penny stocks, you know what I'm talking about. They pay attention to the trends. So this is something that I've been researching honestly for about 6 months. It's not something that I would even now, I've made well over 7 figures, and it's not something I would just jump into without making an educated decision. I see so many people that have lost their ass with cryptocurrencies where they basically thought they were going to get rich quick. They thought they were going to skip the grind. And this is something you need to understand. Create a business first. Create a business first that you have money that generates, that every single month your bills are covered, your lifestyle's covered, you have money to go in the bank, and then you take your additional income and you invest it in things like real estate. You invest it in things like cryptocurrency or penny stocks, and that's how you grow your wealth. At least in my opinion, it is. So this is what I'm doing. I'm not jumping into something like this without being educated. I'm learning slowly, and then what I'm going to do is actually start putting money in there, and the more I start learning, the more I'll invest. But it's something that I will literally be paying attention to the trends every single day. I won't just throw money in and hope for the best. And that's what I see a lot of people. I've seen stories of guys out there, they literally remortgaged their homes to invest in cryptocurrency and went bankrupt. And it's because of the fact that they thought they were going to get rich quick because they've seen several people doing it. And we've seen, if you pay attention to cryptocurrencies, there's been actually some companies that were rather shady, right? And they've already went under. So these are things like this. Anytime there's places to make lots of money very, very fast, you need to pay attention to what you're doing. You need to make educated decisions because you can lose your ass at the same time. So with that being said, this video was not It was not about bashing one business model and saying it's better and then saying another business model is the best one to start. At the end of the day, the best one is going to be what's best for you. It's going to be the business that you focus on. So the last thing I want to touch on is that if you're getting into business, pick one and focus everything you have on it, because you're going to have to learn the upsides, the downsides. You're going to work through some kinks and some struggles. Entrepreneurship is not something, it's just like a straight line. You sign up and get rich without doing any work and not having any problems. There's going to be problems as you go along, but if you're actually committed to becoming rich, becoming wealthy, you're going to use educated decisions. You're going to learn as you go, and you're going to get better. And so once you can make one business model work, you can invest in other stuff. That's like the point that I'm at now. I'm now looking to get into a couple different business models because I want to diversify my income, but I didn't need like 10 different business models in order to make $1 million. I was able to do it with just one, and I've done well over that. So my point here is pick the best business model for you to start. Pick something you can see yourself doing, something you're excited about, something you can see being consistent with for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, because that's truly how you're going to get wealthy. With that being said, if you appreciated this video, I'd really appreciate that you smash the like button. It helps me reach more people. And don't forget to comment below.